Harley Quinn series, Harley has finally broken up with the Joker and left him behind, and she's still coming to terms with it. But at the same time, she knows she doesn't need the Joker as she pulls out a bullet that says "knock me out" and loads it in her pistol and then puts a hole in the head of the Joker's mannequin. But as Harley is still going through it, she thinks back to Ivy telling her she doesn't need the Joker, she's too good for that grinning gargoyle. But Harley pulls out a vial of weed be gone to make the poison ivy illusion disappear. Harley hops on the couch and turns on the news to get the latest Gotham gossip. They talk about Oscar Cartwright, a struggling actor that married a Gotham socialite named Anya Cabot. But recently he's been seen in the arms of another unidentified flirtatious female. Now that saddens Harley as she thinks about men who don't love their women. But a little Harley's shoulder angel tells her to pull herself together and get her mind off the Joker. But a little shoulder devil in the form of the Joker tells her not to listen to the shrunken shrink. Now as some mobsters are in the warehouse mixing up some cocktails, so to speak, the party gets crashed, but not by Batman, by none other than Harley Quinn. Now the bartender asks Harley what would she like, but Harley tells him she'd like a trip to Europe, but a cola with some extra caffeine will suffice. Now one of the gangsters can't believe this and he walks up trying to finesse Harley, but Harley kicks him in the nuts and then hits him in the mouth and subsequently incapacitates him. Now these guys are still not taking Harley serious, so they pull out knives and guns as they have her outnumbered. But one massacre later, as Mr. Zed and Mr. Abel show up, they find nothing but bodies on the floor as Harley has made short work of everybody. As Mr. Two Bear is picking one of the goons up, Mr. Abel and Mr. Zed assumes he's responsible for all this carnage, but he says no. He points at Harley and tells them that she did it. Now Harley is looking for a job, but nevertheless, they kind of blow her off as they usually operate in twos and Harley doesn't seem to have a partner. Mr. Zed, Mr. Abel, and Mr. Two Bear head back to the lair of Two-Face. But as they hear noise in the distance, Two-Face asks if they were followed, but Mr. Zed says impossible, they double back twice. But to their surprise, they're subsequently confronted by Harley Quinn, who tells Two-Face she's been trailing his boys. Now initially, Two-Face says kill her, but as Harley ups her pistol, Two-Face flips a coin. But as Harley says Harley Quinn is two words, her outfit splits down the middle, and he's only the second crime boss she's ever worked for. That coin lands on tails, and Two-Face tells her that she's in. Now Harley's like, give me 5. Oh shit, never mind, give me 2. But Two-Face pulls out a picture of Oscar Cartwright. Apparently his plan is to kidnap him and collect 2 ransoms, one from his wife and one from his mistress. 24 hours later, Cartwright would be leaving the Iceberg Lounge, but he would talk to the Penguin to assure that their business ventures will be kept discreet. But as Cartwright heads outside to his limo, he would be confronted by none other than Harley Quinn. Cartwright is kidnapped and put into the back of the limo. As Two-Face subtly threatens Cartwright, Harley tells him that his mistress better be able to work pretty close with his wife if the homewrecker wants to see him in one piece again. Now Two-Face asks what is she doing, and Harley tells him the old good cop bad cop routine. But Two-Face then turns and tells Harley he's pretty sure he can do both himself. But as the limo pulls up to the rendezvous point, one of the goons attempts to grab Cartwright's mistress by the hair. But to everyone's surprise, this is actually not Cartwright's mistress, it's his wife, as Cartwright explains that she has split personality disorder. Now Harley just loves the fact that he didn't try to change her, he just accepted her for who she is. But Two-Face shoots Cartwright in the arm and then grabs his wife, as now that he knows she has split personality disorder, Two-Face wants her for himself. Now Anya is yelling out no, as she doesn't want to go with Two-Face, and that's when Harley turns the gun on Two-Face and tells him that the lady has turned him down twice, now let her go. But as some of Two-Face's goons show up, they try to gun down Harley. But it's no use, as Harley leaps in the air and with one shot blows up their entire vehicle. But as Two-Face runs through the building trying to kidnap Anya, Harley kicks him in the face, telling Two-Face to have a seat. But as Harley has the drop on Two-Face, Two-Face is not done as he grabs a piece of the railing and hits Harley in the face. Harley falls over the railing, but she grabs the edge, and before Two-Face could finish her off, she grabs Two-Face by the arm and pulls him over the edge. Now Two-Face crashes to the ground as Harley tells Anya to help her up. But as Anya grabs Harley's arm, Harley pulls her over the edge, letting her know that she's a bit short on cash. Now Anya asks if she's being blackmailed, but Harley says to simply think of it as a reward. Later that night, on the news, they would talk about the failed kidnapping attempt by Two-Face. They also talk of the involvement of Harley Quinn, but those reports have been unsubstantiated. But as the goons are watching TV, they're confronted by none other than Jack Happy, who wants them to find Harley Quinn for him. But elsewhere, Harley Quinn is now swimming in the dough, and as she thinks of the Joker, she thinks to herself that she's finally over him. Harley knows her woes aren't over, but in the meantime, she's going to have a slumber party and invite all the baddest bitches in town. To be continued.